ladies and gentlemen, well-wishers, former teachers. It's been an honor extended to me by the organizing committee of the LCGSS-AA branch. When Chris reached out to me last Tuesday, he basically brought me out of retirement. 9 years ago, I stopped speaking publicly and I passed it on to my kids and my nephews, but I couldn't pass this opportunity. Why are we here tonight? I heard that question asked earlier. You're here, those of you who have attended Royal 13 Secondary, to reunite with your classmates. You're also here to reunite with your alma mater, which is LCSS, the school that paved the way for your future. You were nurtured there. You were taught how to live in society and how to be ready to live with. We're here also to raise funds for your alma mater and to help the students who are today walking in the very halls that you have already left your footprints. I know it's tough economic times, but I ask you to be generous. Every little dollar counts and is going towards a worthy cause. The young people are our future, and we must invest in them. I had a lot of things in my mind to speak about. And every hour or so, I would waver. What should I say, what I shouldn't say? I joined Royal 13 in October of 1975 and left in December of 1981. And I had a blast at that school. I enjoyed working with the teachers, and I enjoyed working with students. And your mere presence here tonight is an indication that my fellow teachers who are here and others who are not here, that we have done a great job. Tonight I want to talk a little bit about our school. When I was there, it was called Lower Kirkby Government Secondary School, and now it is LCSS. I want to talk a little bit of the school and the building in which that name now is written. How many of you are from the class of 1976? Can you raise your hands?
Yay!
Well,
He started the whole thing.
you were our guinea pigs. You were really our guinea pigs. When I joined the school, I was a fitness fanatic. And so I convinced SKC that education really means having a fit body. And we should nourish the body, the mind, and the soul. And so we bought every line, hook, and sinker. And we started to put you to exercise in the school compound. And very soon you were running in the neighborhood. How many of you remember that? Not many. Then,
We were the first to wear pants.
as we were doing that, yeah, I'm coming to that, it was a first for the school throughout the country. As we were asking the kids to bend down, one of the teachers came back and said, I could probably see the whole of Arizona. And so that wasn't good for us either. And from that, the concept of wearing pants was developed. And when it was thrown into the staff room and we debated about it, we all agreed that we are going to create havoc in the country of Guyana. And we did. And class of 1976, kudos to you. The first set of girls who wore pants, you paved the way for others. So that was one first for LCSS. We also scored another first 1977 batch. How many of you are here? Show me raising your hands. Just a couple. Guys, were you brave? You were really brave. You were not a set of our guinea pigs. We established religious societies in the school. And why did we do that? Because we had leaders. We were visionaries. We were a good band of teachers. We meshed together. We drank together and we bounced ideas against each other. And we felt we need to teach religious tolerance in school. And so we started to do and establish religious societies. Well, the class of 1977 were also the class that defied the odds by walking out of school on strike. And they were on strike because they believed in a certain cause. You also came third in another area. And the third area that you were successful in is raising funds. How many of you here remember the funds that we gave you to go back home, ask your parents to buy ingredients, cook food, bring it back to the school and sell? And we were using that money to fund your graduation. I don't know how many of you remember that. It's been a long time. I'm going back to 75 to 81. Finally, the school itself, the building in that house LCSS today. Can anybody in this group tell me what was the name of that original school? Belvedere School. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Rosal High School is correct. Absolutely. I wanted to bring this back to your attention because many of you do not know that. And you need to pass it on to the future generation, to the new students. The students who are enrolled here today. In 1959, there was a visionary educator by the name of Rudranath. He came from Haifat and he established a high school in Rosal, where Amir Abdul's store is now located. Rudranath's vision was to provide cheap education for the farmers' kids in Burmese. Many people could not afford to go to high school those days. We had Hurricane High School and we had Burmese High School. And so when the late Rudranath decided to build that school, he went to the community. The school was built through the community effort. It was built with money donated from your grandparents, your parents, my grandparents. And it was the largest and most successful fundraising effort that took place. The school was built with public money. At the end of the day, Mr. Nath was forced to leave the school with his students, and the building was unoccupied for several years. And then the need became more eminent, and hence local 13th Secondary moved into the old Rosal High School building. I want to close off by telling you a story that the late Rudranath told me. I had the privilege of working with him. He happened to be my late brother-in-law. And it's appropriate because we're here raising funds. Rudranath told me that when he was collecting money to build that school, he would go from house to house. He had concerts going. Students would sing at the various concerts. And he would go to the pay offices to collect money. And he said one day, he was walking through the Rosal market. And something strange happened on that particular day. For years, as he was walking by, he would pass a group of beggars. And he'd push his hand in his pocket, take out some change, and give it to the beggars. But on this particular day, when he pushed his hand in his pocket, pulled a handful of change, and started bending down to give the beggars all together raised their hands and said, Mr. Knott, not today, not today. We don't want your money today. And then two of the beggars, one gentleman by the name of Jinaka, and the other, I just know him by Mia, they stood up and they said, Mr. Knott, all the money we collected today, all of us beggars here, we're giving to you. This money is for you to build that school. And what I'm trying to tell you guys today, dear peers, all of you are here, your classmates, your teachers, your friends, well-wishers, the students back in Guyana at Lower 13 Secondary School need our help. I ask you to give. No matter how small the amount is, kindly give. It is going to a good cause. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Prem. I really appreciate that.